In this video, we'll be taking a look at Panagement by Auburn Sounds. Panagement lets you control the stereo space in your tracks via some intelligent parameters such as the binaural panner, distance fader and the tilt filter. We'll be taking a look at how Panagement controls the spatial elements on a number of different audio sources and explore how some of these interesting features work. So I have an instance of Panagement loaded on this drum loop, and let's first take a look at this distance fader. So we can make sounds appear further away or nearer using this control. It's not just using volume to affect the sound, it's using a combination. For far settings, it's using a combination of volume fading, low pass and high pass filtering, whilst for near settings the effect is a combination of volume fading and low shelf boosting. Underneath the distance control we have the width control. This scales the side signal from 0 to 200%. It's not affecting the mid signal, so we can boost the sides very quickly and very easily. Very quickly enhancing the width on a track. We have a handy collapse to mono button to the bottom right of the plugin, which allows us to reference stereo and mono output of our audio. As well as increasing the side signal using this width control, we can actually decrease it, turning the control to the left, all the way down, and we've collapsed the sound down to mono, only hearing the mid signal now. Now let's take a look at this lead loop I have. I have an instance of Panagement loaded on here. Let's take a look at the mono to stereo and tilt controls. The mono to stereo is a very subtle effect. It mixes 6 taps of delayed low pass mid signal into the side signal. Because only the side signal is affected, once again it's not going to affect the output and is not going to create any phase issues when collapsed to mono. We can increase the amount, the cutoff frequency and the delay. Subtly enhancing the stereo feel of this audio source. We collapse to mono. We're not experiencing any phase issues whatsoever. We also have a tilt filter on Panagement. When turned to the right, it increases the highs whilst decreasing the lows. A scale of 6 dB for both the lows and highs, whilst turned to the left, increases the lows and decreases the highs, again by up to 6 dB. So this tilt filter in combination with the mono to stereo control allows us to increase the top frequency presence on this audio source whilst boosting the side signal again in a way that's very natural sounding. It doesn't suffer when collapsed to mono, and if I bypass the plugin, does things in a very subtle but natural sounding way. Now let's take a look over here. This chord loop I have. We also have the Binaural Pan Control, allowing us to pan our audio sources binaurally, which we can then use in combination with a distance fader. We also get head delay and spectral controls, allowing us to create pseudo stereo effects. We also have a very useful LFO included in Panagement. We can direct this to the pan, distance, gain or tilt filter, literally just turning up one of these controls to apply the modulation. We've now created an auto panning effect. The moment it's tempo synced, we could turn this off and manually control the rate. Positive and negative modulation. Being able to apply it to the distance means we can add some really nice movement to some of our sounds. We also get a number of different waveforms to control the LFO movement, as well as a phase control. The modulation is represented over here in this graph, so we can see exactly how our LFO is affecting the audio source. You can see Panagement is an extremely intuitive plugin with some very handy controls for controlling the spatial elements on your sounds. Loading it up and very quickly just dialing up one or two controls, you can really enhance the stereo image. Be sure to check out Panagement by Auburn Sounds, which is available now at adsrsounds.com.